Okay. Well, very good morning, guys. Okay. So last day we have been talking about we just been talked about the picture box control first. And then we have been, where is stopped it, guys? It's just been stopped it with the dock property. Yeah, it's just been talking about the dock property. Dialog controls, we learned about all the 5 dialog controls. What are the 5? Color dialog, font dialog, folder browser dialog, open file dialog, and save dialog are the dialog controls. And these dialog controls won't be shown directly on screen. Where you'll see them on the bottom. If at all you want to make them visible, you're required to call the method show dialog. Okay. And very importantly, the return type of the method is dialog result. And the dialog result is going to tell you whether the user clicked on OK button, cancel button, yes button, or no button. You can just identify that by using the dialog result. And another important thing I said to you is dialog controls will not do any actions at all. They will only provide an interface for the user to select or enter a value. Once the user selects or enters a value, it is our job to capture those values. It is our job to capture those values that are entered or selected by the user. And how to do that? And to do that, every control has a separate property: color, selected path, font, file name. We just used all these things. Okay, fine. What next? The next thing is I just shown you how to work with the various dialog controls that are available to us. Windows project. Yeah, I shown you how to write the logic for each and every button. Change color, that is how to work with the color dialog. How to work with the color dialog. Second, how to work with a font dialog. Okay, then how to work with a which one? Open file dialog. And finally, how to work with a save dialog. All the 4 dialog controls. Okay, how to work with the 4 dialog controls. I've demonstrated you in detail in the last class. Okay. The next thing what I just shown you is it is about the doc property. So what is the use of the doc property? Basically, we use this doc property for placing the controls in an appropriate location here. For placing these controls in some appropriate location means we are just going to place the controls either on the top of the screen or bottom of the screen or left, right, or next option what is shown is fill. Fill means full size. It is going to be a full size. It just opens to you the full size of the screen. So that is what we call as a fill. So that's what I just been demonstrated to you in the last class. Okay. So today we'll talk about a control here. What that is? Timer control. Timer control. What is the timer control? Actually, you just take a button. Button performs some actions to you. When we click on the button. When we click on the button, it will perform an action. Correct? Actually, guys, we have a control called timer. So what is this timer? The timer control actually performs actions to you regularly at some specified intervals. Regularly at some specified intervals. What do you mean by that? What I mean is, see, I want some actions to be performed. I want some actions to be performed for every 5 minutes. For every 5 minutes, some action has to be performed. Then every 5 minutes, you're required to click on a button now. Yes or not? Without that, we are given with a control called timer. What the timer control does, the timer control will perform you the actions regularly at that intervals now, without clicking on a button or something. Without clicking on a button or something that is going to perform the actions to you. That is what exactly the timer control is all about. Okay. So let me explain you about the timer control today, how to use it. And then we'll design a small application by using that. We'll design an application by using the timer control. Okay. Yeah. Have a look. This is my form. I'm just placing a button on it. I'm placing a button on it. And my requirement is whenever I click on the button, it has to show me a message. Okay. It's not a big deal. Double click on that and write a message box. Message box.show. What? Simple. Event occurred or event file. Event occurred or event file. Something, whatever it is. Run. Now, when will I get the message? When I click on the button. So now click on the button, I'm getting the message. So whenever we click on the button, are we getting the message or not? But I want this message to be displayed for every 3 seconds. I want this message to be displayed for every 3 seconds. So every 3 seconds, you cannot put a stop clock and click on the button now. That should be automated. That should be automated. Like see, the score gets updated for you in a cricket match app. If at all you just open an app like a cricket match, Cricinfo, so many apps are there. If you open these apps, you see that what the score getting updated frequently at some specified time period, correct? So that is automatic. We don't go and click on a refresh or anything. That automatically happens to you. How exactly? And that is all done by using a timer. So timer. So basically, timer is also like a button. What is the difference? Button will raise an event when the user clicks on that. timer will raise an event when a specified interval elapses. When a specified interval elapses means you're going to specify an interval. Whenever the interval time is elapsed, automatically event will fire off. Okay. For example, watch. This code now, you're returning the click of the button, correct? Without click of the button, let me take you to the design view. And here, I will add you a timer control on this. I'll add a timer control. Go to the toolbox. And here, you'll be finding a tab called components. Components. In that, we'll be finding the timer. Add it. You'll see the timer also in the bottom of the screen like your dialogues. Timer won't be visible on the screen. Just like dialogue controls in the bottom, timer also will be visible in the bottom only. Now, go to the properties of the timer. And here you have the interval property. Here we have the interval property. So this is the interval property. Set the interval. We set the interval in seconds, in milliseconds. We set the interval in milliseconds. I'm setting it as 3000 milliseconds. Okay, 3000 milliseconds is going to be the interval now. Now, you see now, the timer, if you go to the events actually, you have only one event. What is the event? Tick. Just like click, it is a tick. When will it occur? When the specified interval elapses. What is elapsing? Actually, you say you're writing an exam, 3 hours for you. In the end of the, your teacher says, time over. That's not correct English here. Time elapsed. In time, we never say time completed or time over. The correct English is time elapsed. Is that clear? So means the specified 3 seconds is elapsed. Once the elapsed, automatically this event will fire for you. Okay. Now go to the coding of it. Just go there. And now the code what I written, the click of the button. Now I'm shifting to timer tick and run the code. Let us see, will the message propagate now? No, I'm not getting it. I'm not getting the message. Even if you click on the button also, you won't get the message. Why? Under button click, nothing is there. You don't get the message. Okay, you shifted the code to timer tick event. So now you're not going to get the code. You're not going to get the output there at all. Why is it? Why you're not getting it? We set the interval. We said we written the code under the timer tick event. Yeah, but timer control has two methods in it. You need to call them actually. What are that? Start and stop. Why? Suppose if the timer without any call, if it starts doing its work, without any call, if it starts doing its work, what is the problem? For every 3 seconds, a message box will open, correct? Array, it won't allow you to work here. Why? You are doing something, message box will open, you click on that, another 3 seconds, message box will open. It will be disturbing you continuously now. So there should be some control on it. Starting, stopping. On your mobile phone, you have alarm now? Yes or not? The alarm, you can just choose an alarm every day. You are attending for a class, so you morning 7 o'clock, you want to wake up. You put an alarm for 7 o'clock now. You put an alarm at morning 7 o'clock. Okay. So you put this alarm. So the alarm has an option to stop. After the alarm rings, you will wake up and stop the alarm, correct? If that stop option is not available, what will happen? 24/7, the alarm will be ringing now. Yes or not? There should be a control on them. So start and stop are the methods what it provides to you. Okay. So in the button click, what I'm doing, timer 1 dot start. Now the timer will start now and start doing its action. And in the same way, there should be an option to stop it also. One more button I added here. And here I'm writing timer 1 dot stop. Start and stop. Run the code. See now, when you click on the start button, it starts doing its work now. Got it. See, that's what it's a disturbing. If I just leave the screen like this without looking at that, continuously message boxes will keep on opening now. Are you clear? 1 minute, if I leave it like this, 20 message boxes will open now. See, I'm closing them. Meanwhile, new message boxes are coming up now. So that's what the disturbing thing, what I said you. That's why there should be a control on this. There should be a control. Stop. See that, it stopped. No more messages. Is that clear? Understood about the timer? The 4 members of that control. What are the 4? First one, tick. What is tick? Tick is an event. Tick is an event under which you are required to implement the logic. Second, interval. What is interval? Property. The property, you're required to set the frequency. You're required to set the frequency in what? Milliseconds. The frequency should be set in milliseconds. Next, start. What is start? Method. What is the use of the method? To start the execution of the timer. Same way we have stop. To stop the execution of the timer. Is that clearer? Okay. So that's all what we have, guys. Actually, with all these things we have learned, I'm going to demonstrate a small application for you. I'm just going to demonstrate developing a small application here. What that is, we will create one image viewer application here. I will create you an image viewer application. Okay. So let me show you how and what I'm trying to do. Yeah. Come back. I don't want all these things. Let me delete. I'll design a small application. On this, first I'm placing a picture box. I'm placing a picture box. I want this picture box to be present in the left-hand side of my screen now. I want the picture box to be present on the left-hand side of my screen. So set the dock property now. First, I'm setting the size mode as stretch image. I am setting the border style as fixed a single line border. And also I'm setting the dock property as left. The dock left. To understand it, I'll set a background color for this also, see. Yeah, that's your picture box control. Okay, now that's your picture box control. I just added the picture box control on the left-hand side of the screen. Yeah. Now, on the right side, I wanted to place a drop-down list. I'm only using the controls what I explained to you. Sorry, not a drop-down list, a list box. A list box. Just let me add a list box here. Yeah, added a list box. Okay. Now, below this, I just wanted to add a button. A button control. And the caption of this button is load images. Load images. Load images. Okay. Load images is the button what I just added there. Now, okay, let me give some name for this button. BTN load. BTN load. Now, on the click of this button, guys, what I want, I want to open a folder browser dialog. We did not use that control yesterday, correct? What we used is color dialog, font dialog, open and a file, save. We did not use the folder browser dialog. Let me add it. So go to the toolbox, we'll add a folder browser dialog. Yeah, you know that the dialog control always comes and sits in the bottom. You find this in the bottom of the screen. Yeah, the dialog is on the bottom of your screen now, the folder browser dialog. Now, on the click of this load image, the folder browser dialog control has to open. Last class I explained to you. All dialog controls to open. The code is same. What is that? Show dialog. Same coding. Remember, dialog result dr is equals to folder browser dialog one dot show dialog. Check it out. Yesterday you written the same code for all the 4 dialog boxes. Okay. If dr equal to dialog result dot, remember this one? For OK only, actions to be performed. If it is OK. So what to do? First, observe the folder browser dialog. If you click on this and open the folder browser dialog, so this is the folder browser dialog. What is the difference between an open file dialog and a folder browser dialog means? Open file dialog will show you folders and files also. But folder browser dialog will show you only folders. It won't show you files at all. See, if I click on anything, it is not going to show you the files in the folder. See, I have a folder called class images. There are so many files not showing me. What is it showing you? It is showing only folders. That's the meaning of it. Folder browser dialog. That one, file dialog. That is to open a file. This is to folder. It will show only drives and folders. It doesn't show you files at all. So I'm selecting our C# 9. What is our project, guys? Selecting OOPS project. Again, OOPS project. See, pin, debug. Nowhere it shown you a file at all. What it shows is only folders. Is that clearer, all of you? Okay. Now, in this, I'm going to select a folder, something on the E drive, a folder called images, and I'm just go for select. Now, immediately it returns you the path of the folder. What it returns? Path of the folder. How to capture? String folder path is equals to folder browser dialog one dot selected path. Yesterday, file name is a property what we have. Today, selected path is the property which is going to return you the path of the folder. Next to see message box dot show. Message box dot show what? Folder path. You click on this, choose a folder, any location. Choose a folder from any location. It will return you the path of the folder. I'm selecting a folder on my desktop and see now that the path of the folder. C drive. Users, under that, admin is the user. Under admin, desktop, class images. Are you clear? Now, the next requirement is when a folder is selected, in that folder, there are a set of files present. In that folder, there are a set of files present. I want to read all those files now. I want to read all those files now. And after reading those files, I want to show those names in the drop-down list. All the files, whatever you read, all the file names should be coming in the drop-down list now. Is that clear? So that's my next requirement. All the file names should be coming in the drop-down list. That's what exactly what I want is. Okay. Well, how do you do that? Guys, watch. There is a namespace called system.io. Actually, this namespace is to perform IO operations. You can read files, folders, and all the things you can read by using this namespace actually. Okay, let me import using system.io. In this namespace, there is a class called a directory. Okay. Under this, there are a set of static methods here. What is it? You see, you can call this method to create a directory. You can call this method to delete a directory. Are you clear? You can call this method to get who is the parent of this. You have a folder here, parent folder. So like this, you just have so many files that are, so many methods that are present. What are these methods saying? Get files. What it returns? Return the name of the files, including their paths in the specified directory. Return type, string array. It returns a string array, guys, of all the files that are present in a location. What I'm passing here? Array, I'm passing the selected folder and I'm reading the files of the folder now. What is the return type? It's going to read all the files in the folder. It's going to read all the files in that particular folder. Okay. And once it reads, I want to show them in the drop down in the list box there. Oh, remember this one, list box one dot items dot. We learned a method called add range. For add range, we can directly pass the array. When you pass the array, all the items are added into the list now. Run and see. Click on the load images. I'm selecting E drive images. Adding, you see. All, everything present in that is going to be added. But guys, I just don't want to add all the things. What I want to add is only JPEG images I want to add. See here, it added your .db file. It adds you all this different, say RTF file. I don't want, what I want is only JPG images. If you want only JPG images, the get files method as a filter here, you can use a filter, comma, star dot. You can just give the extension there, star.jpg. So what it reads now is only JPG files. See, observe it. You won't find any other extensions, see? Only JPG. Earlier we saw RTF, DB files and all. Now what we got is only JPEG files. Is that clear? Now suppose if I select another folder, a different folder I'm selecting. I'm going to my desktop. I'm just going to select a different folder like class images. That will append the items to it. See, that's a different path and this is a different path. Appending. But I don't want appending. What do you want? I want when a new folder is selected, it has to override. It has to override, should not append. For overriding, there is no method. I remember day before yesterday, I said you the solution for this. If this is the case, simple here. What you do, you know? Before you add, I said you this already. Clear. I already said you that method to you. Items not clear. What it will do? It will clear the old values and freshly add you the new values. It will clear the old and freshly add you the new values in this case. Okay. So run. First, I'm selecting a folder from the desktop. Added. Now, second, I'm selecting a folder from a different location. You guys observe. Now you're pointing to C user something. E-images. Is that clear? Yes or not? Suppose, if at all I'm going to select a folder, ASP. Okay, there are also some images are there. On the desktop, I'm selecting folder MVC. No images are present in that folder. No images are present in that particular folder. Okay, it's just got cleared everything. No images present in that. Okay, fine. So are you clear till now? Yes or not? But actually, I have a small problem here. What is the problem? I developed an application like this, but I'm not able to see the name of the images in the list. What is that? Yeah, I'll tell you. Just a minute. Before that, oh, sorry. Share screen stopped off. Before that, look at this carefully. Now, the next requirement is when I select the file here, that image should be displayed in the picture box now. The image should be displayed in the picture box. The file, whatever I selected, the image should be displayed in the picture box now. Which event? Already explained you. That is the event you should write the code. Selected index change. Default event is that only. When you select this event will fire. When you select the event fires. Already given you an example for you on the selected index changed event. You select a country. I asked you to do that. I shown you an example also. Okay. Yeah. In this event, I need to write the code. What to write? I need to identify what is selected. I need to first identify what is selected. How to identify is simple, guys. List box one dot. Array selected item. Will tell you the item selected now. List box one dot selected item will tell you the item selected. It returns you the item selected. But the item selected is nothing but the path of the file. Do you remember that? The item selected is nothing but the path of the file now. So, if you want to display an image in the picture box, yesterday I shown you picture box one dot image location is equals to, and now you can simply assign this value. Y dot toString selected item is of type object. So calling toString and assigning it to the picture box. Now you select a file, automatically the file will be displayed for you on the picture box. Watch it. Load images. Whatever you select, that image is automatically coming on the other side now. Is that clearer or not? That automatically comes now and shows you on the picture box on the other side. Yeah, these are the various images in that, and I'm able to see all the images in that list. I hope this is clear. Understood? Okay. What next? The next thing, guys, here, I wanted to add 2 more buttons. Yeah, 2 more buttons I added. The first button is BTN Prev. And the next button is BTN Next. They're the 2 buttons I have. Right now, after loading, whatever I select, that image is coming now. Yes or not? But actually, what I want is when I click on the next button, when I click on the previous button, automatically next images should be shown to me now. Is it clearer or not? When I click on the next button and when I click on the previous, automatically the next images should be shown. The next images has to be shown for me on the click of the next and the previous buttons. So that's what exactly my requirement is. Previous has to take me to the previous image, and next has to take you to the next image. See, when you see images, what the requirement is? On the click of this, the next images has to come now. Is it clear? On the click of that, the next images has to come now. That's what exactly the requirement is now. Okay. So want to display the next and previous images in this process. Okay. We'll see how to write the logic for that. Before that, small thing. Watch. Load images. I opened something. Now I selected the image. Now I'm changing the folder. When I change the folder, new folder came there. But this is the image of the old folder. Yes or not? This is the image from the old folder. The new folder came here, but I'm just still getting the image of the old folder. Okay. I don't want it. When you are selecting new folder, it should not show you the images of the old folder. But once I select here an item, automatically the old one will be removed off. Yes or not? So what I am doing is, initially when I load the items in the list box, I'm doing one thing. What? List box one dot selected index is equals to 0. I'm not getting it. I'm setting it. What will happen? By default, the first item gets selected here. When the first item is selected, automatically selected index changed event will fire, and that image will be shown up for you by default now. See, till now, when you load an image, when you select a folder, files are loading in the list box, but not displayed until you select. But see the difference now? Watch. I selected. Automatically first image will load here now. Is it clear? So why did I do that? See now, I selected one image. Now I'll change my folder. When I change my folder, automatically first one is selected now. So automatically the image in the new folder is coming up automatically. Is that clear? From now, in the click of the next, you should go to next image. Should go to previous image. How to do that? Very simple here. First we'll see next. How to go to next? The default selected index is 0. First item selected. When you click on the next item, the selected index should change to 1 now. 2, 3, 4. Correct? Can I write? Is that clear? For previous year? Minus equals to 1. That's all. Plus equals to 1. Minus equals to 1. Are you getting my point? The plus equals to 1 and minus equals to 1 are the two things what I'm just going to write. Navigating to the next images. But see the problem, The last image is winter.jpg. Next. You are in the last image now. When you click on this, now it will go to plus equal again. Yes or not? It will go to plus equal again. When it goes to plus equal, there is no image there. Error. Why? Index is greater than the number of items here. Index is going to be greater than the number of items. The index is going to be greater than the number of items that are present for you at this location. Are you clearer or not? The index is greater than the number of items that are present for you in the location. So I'm getting an error there. I am getting an error. I'm leaving this for you. I'm leaving this task for you. What is it? Write the logic so that you won't get an error. How do you check? I don't know. Okay. So when it reaches the last image, it has to show me a message. What message? You're at the last item in the list. You're at the last item in the list. Same way, when I go to previous also, I'll face this problem. In the previous also, I will face this particular problem. See, now I selected something here, previous. Again, previous error. Read your error messages and how to write the logic for controlling it, write it. Once you reach the last, what it has to tell you? You are at the last image. Once you reach the first, it has to tell me you are at the first item. Last item, first item. Put your conditions there. Okay. I only shown you just moving it. Condition writing is your job. Fine. What next? One small problem here, not any error, problem. What did they say is, I selected a folder, but I'm not able to see the name of the file, guys. Why? Because the folder path is going to be lengthy. Yes or not? So the client is asking, I know which folder I selected now. Why are you showing all this nonsense to me? Then show me only the name of the image, enough for me. Show me only the name of the image. That is enough. Don't show me the path. I know which folder I selected. Just to show me only the name, that will be sufficient. Means the client is expecting only atom.jpg, bluehills.jpg, chrysanthemum.jpg, dell.jpg. That's all. He is not expecting the path. I know path. I don't want to. Show me only names. Okay. Suppose you want to show atom.jpg. You want to show atom.jpg. Means what should be removed from this? E/images/ yes or not? Means from 0 to the last slash, I should remove it. Correct? I'm talking with you only. From where to where? From the 0th index position. From the 0th index position to the last slash, I should remove it. If I remove it, what is the remaining? File name. What is remaining here? File name. Understand this one? Eh? Right now what we have? Images atom.jpg. What is this here? File path. This is the file path. What is this one? That is folder path. That is folder path. What is this one? What is that? The file name. What do you want now? What is present there? File path. What do you want? What should remove? Folder path should be removed. What should be removed? The folder path should be removed. Folder path means from 0 to the last slash. Okay. Now I need to remove it. Means I need to pick one item. I need to pick one item, remove that and add the file name in the drop down. Did you catch my point or not? I need to pick one file, remove the folder path, pick the file name and add into the drop down list. If this is the case, I cannot now call that will add you all at a time, guys. But you can't call that now. Why? If I call that complete path, you need to pick one file now, process it and add in the list. Are you following me? You need to pick one file now, process it and add it in the list. So that's why I'm removing it and see what I'm writing. For each string file in files. Did you understand what I'm doing? I'm picking each file from the files now. Hey, simple English, yaar. For each file in files, you're picking one by one file from the list of the files. You're picking one by one file from the list of the files actually. Okay. So fine. One by one file will come. First, what will come? This will come. First file is that only. That only will come. So find out where the last index is present, last slash is present here. How to find out? Int last slash index is equals to int last slash index is equals to, okay, file dot last index of slash. Don't forget a double slash, or otherwise at the rate, whatever it is. Okay, it will get you the index of the last slash. What it will get you? Index of the last slash. Okay. Once you get the index of the last slash, once you are going to get the index of the last slash, what to do now? You need to remove that content and pick the file name. You're required to pick the file name. Actually, if at all you want to pick the file name now, in the list, how do you pick? CM. You need to pick from here to here, correct? Yes or not? I need to pick from here to here. If you want to pick a part of a string from a string, listen. If you want to pick a part of a string from a string, we have a method called as substring. Substring. What to do? You're required to specify the starting index position and the number of characters you want to pick. What is the starting index position? The starting index position should be this one, right? Tell me. The starting index position should be this one. And the number of characters I cannot tell. Why? Each file has a different size. Am I right or not? Do you want until the end of the file or something in the middle? Array, from here, you want up to the end or not? Up to the end. Substring method, if you don't specify the length, from that character, it will return until end of the file. Suppose I want to pick only this one, guys. I want to pick only this. Then what should I tell? Starting index position of 5, 6. Means from that position, 6 characters it will give you. If you don't tell 6, from that, it will give until end of the string now. So if I specify the index position of this character, enough now, that automatically returns you until end of the string now. Are you clearer? So how to get the index position of this one? Array, you got the index position of this one now? Add 1 to it so that you will get the index position of this one automatically. Are you clear? See what I'm writing. String. File name is equals to file dot substring. And what I'm passing, I'm passing last slash index plus 1. Array, the last slash index plus 1. So that will return you the name of the file. Then listbox 1 dot items dot add. Now I cannot call add range because I'm adding each file individually. So the method I should use is add. Add what? File. So listbox 1 dot items dot add file. Okay. Run and watch. Now you will not see the complete path. What you see is only the name of the file. Observe it, all of you. Is that clear? You're only able to see the names of the files now. Okay, now? But now you see a new problem started. What problem? Image is not coming now. Array, image is not coming now. Why? Earlier path is there. To display an image, what you require? Path. Array, to display an image, what you require is path. But now what is the problem? Path is missing. What is missing? Path is missing. The path is missing. What we have? We have only the file name. We don't have the path. Understood my point? What is missing now? Path of what? A folder. You have file name, na? What is missing? Folder path is missing. What is missing, guys? Folder path is missing. So now, that is the reason why, see here, if you just look at this, listbox 1.selected item.toString, put a message box and see what it's showing you. Just for understanding, put a message box here. Message box.show, showing that. But you need the complete path. Earlier complete path is there. So image location is equals to, when you assign the path, it will come. But now image location is equals to file name means, where is this file? How does it know? Clearer or not? So I need the path now. I need the path now. How to get that path now? Listen, all of you, carefully observe. Guys, you just notice this one. The path of the folder you stored in a string variable here. You're actually reading from there only, na? The path of the folder you first captured and you passed it and you read. Means this will contain the folder path now. But where did I declare this one? I declared this in the button click. So I cannot access this in other places. A variable it is, not a field. What is it? It's a variable. So not accessible out of the method. So for that reason, to access this out of the method, what I'm doing, just all of you carefully observe. Listbox 1.tag. Remember the tag property? For every control, we have a tag. We can bind some value for it. And that is not visible to end users. Is equals to what I'm storing here? Folder path. What I'm storing? Now tell me, in this event, when I call listbox 1.selected item, it will return you selected item. If you say listbox 1.tag, it will return you folder path now. See, watch it. In this place, what I'm using now? The tag value. Okay, watch. Load images. Observe. See guys, first it is showing a tag value. Afterwards, file name. See, selecting this one. Are you clearer? If you concatenate these two is nothing but the path of the file now. Am I right? So when you concatenate, be careful. There is no slash here. First you require to add a slash and then you require to add the file name. Okay, see what I'm doing now. See, look at this. Listbox 1.tag. What will this give you? Path of the folder. Plus slash plus listbox 1. Is it clear now? I'm picking the folder path, adding a slash, adding the file name. Totally that is the file path. Totally that is the file path. Is the problem solved now? See. Got it? I got it means the problem is resolved. Is it clearer or not? Okay. Suppose guys, I'm selecting a folder. Just watch it. I'm selecting a folder. Earlier, we did not face any problem. But see, I'm selecting a folder, MVC. No images in it. When I click on this, now I'll get error. Why? There are no files present in that folder now. There are no files present in that particular folder. There's no file present in the folder. Because there is no file present in the folder, you are getting a error. Where you're getting the error? You're trying to select the 0th element now. You're trying to select the 0th element and you're getting an error. So to resolve this, all of you, I'm writing a condition here. What? If files dot length. Files is an array. Dot length greater than 0. Greater than 0 means some files are present. Then only all this code has to execute. Otherwise, message box dot show what? Selected file doesn't contain any JPEG images in it. Please choose another. The selected folder, guys, I'm sorry. Selected folder doesn't contain any JPG images in it. Please choose another. Okay, comma. And this is a information message. This is an information message, comma. Message box buttons dot okay, comma. Message box icon dot that's the information icon. Just an information icon. So when you run this, if the folder doesn't contain any images, you won't get error, but you will get a message now. First I selected this folder. Images are there. Now I'm choosing a different folder, MVC, no images. Is that clear? There is no error here, and simply it was just a skipping from that. Are you guys clear? And now also see, next is working. Previous is working. All these are working. And I just given a task to you. What is the task? When you reach the last and when you reach the first, you're required to go for writing the conditions there. Okay, fine. What next? The next thing is, guys, I'm adding a new button here. What is this, Start slideshow. What do you want? When I click on this button, earlier when I click on the next, it is coming the next image. No, when I click on this button, it should come for every 3 seconds, a new image should come automatically. Is that clear? For every 3 seconds, a new image should come automatically. And one more button. What is that? Stop slideshow. Start and stop. This is stop slideshow. This is BTN start, and this is BTN stop. BTN start, BTN stop. And to write this logic, now we need a timer. Correct? So let us take a timer now. Interval for every 3 seconds I want. So set the interval as 3. Actually, 1000 milliseconds will make a second, right? According to computer speed here, 997 milliseconds only is a second. Not 1000, it is 997 only. In 997 milliseconds only will make a second. So that's why I'm giving the value as 2991. Array 997 into 3, 2991 is what I'm giving. Okay, that is the exact value. Okay. Now when you click on this, what should happen? It has to take you to, when you click on this, what should happen? It should start the timer. How? Timer 1 dot start. And in the same way, on the click of this, timer 1 dot stop. This will start and stop the timer. But guys, you did not write the logic for timer. You have just only written the logic for starting and stopping the timer. For a timer, you did not still write the logic. Okay, what is the logic for timer? The logic for timer, go to tick event and write. What is that? For every 3 seconds, next image should come. What is the logic? Same logic only. Here, when you click on the next button, it'll take you to the next image. For every 3 seconds, next image should come there. So copy, paste it. Same only. Go to next. Run. See now? Start. When I click on start, for every 3 seconds, automatically that has to take you to the next image now. Is that going? I am not clicking on any start button. Automatically it is going to the next image. Okay. Say click on stop slideshow. It stopped. It's not playing now. I am here. Still 4 more images. Again, start. You have problem again now. What problem? Once it reaches the last image, it will automatically throw you error. Is it clear? So now I'm writing a small condition here. What is the condition? If list box 1 dot selected index is less than list box 1 dot items dot count. Did you understand the condition? I want this value to be incrementing only, I'm sorry, not selected mode, guys. It is selected index. Ray. Suppose there are 10 items now. What is the count? Count is 10. Count is 10. When the selected index is less than 10 only, increment it now. Again, the same blank faces here. Understood or not? What is the what you're asking? If the selected index is less than the number of items, then only increment it. Then only increment it. No, it is not less. It is not. It is not. If that is the case, what I'm doing? Array, if it is not less, I'm stopping it now. I am stopping it. Run and see, all of you. Load images. See here. Okay. See, I am here. Click start. Once it reaches the last, it has to stop automatically now. Now also I got the error. Why? I written the condition. What is the condition? If the selected index is less than count, only come inside. Yes or not? Suppose if there are 10 items now, what is the count? 10. Correct? Now you're the last image. What is the index of the last image? Array 10 items are there here. What is the index of the last image? 9. Means 9. You are in the last image. Index is 9. Is it less than count or not? Comes inside and it will become 10. It will become 10. Array 10 is not there. 10 means 11th image. So what is that? Nothing here, you know. Count is always 1 greater than the index. That's why you should write what? Count minus 1. Is that clear? Count minus 1 means, see? Count minus 1 means you're taking 9 only. You're taking 9 only. Now you're at the last image. What is the index position? 9. Is the 9 less than 9? No. Then it comes to else part and immediately stops it there. Okay. Watch. That is what you should write. Count minus 1, not count. Observe. I'm here. Click on start. Now see. Stopped. Stopped. Nothing is happening now. Is that clear? So that condition check should be done there. That condition check. What is that? The index should always be less than the number of count. If the index is less than count, then only increment it. If the index is equal to count minus 1 means you are at last image now. If the selected index and the count both are equal, what is the meaning? You are at last image. Then what to do? Stop it. Is that clear? Fine. Not 1 year. Now the real challenge is, what's it? Generally, when you see a slideshow, here, I want, whenever you say a start slideshow, I want this image to be coming to the full size of the form now. I want this image to be coming to the full size of the form. It has to come to the full size of the form. Are you clearer? Okay, I'll tell you. Otherwise, just a minute. Suppose if I expand the form size. Now see, there is so much of space on the other side. But the image is coming only in the left-hand side here. Why don't you utilize all this space now? Why don't you utilize all this space? All this space also can be utilized now. Yes or not? Okay, but what is the problem now? The problem is we have some controls here. And all these controls, what is the drop-down list? 5 buttons, all these buttons are not allowing the picture box to expand its size now. Correct? If I can move all these controls to the right side, whenever the form size is expanded, if I can move the controls to the right side, automatically picture box can expand its size now. Right or not? If these controls, which controls? The list box and the 5 buttons, if they can move right, picture box has size to expand now. Yes or not? How can I move this to the right? How can I move these controls to the right? When the form size is expanded like this, I want the controls also to go to right now. Which property? Dock property. Dock property should be set as, right, for which control? There are 6 controls there. For which control will you set now? Drop down list of buttons. All should move. But yesterday I showed you one thing, remember? If I set 2 controls dock bottom, are they occupying the space? First one button is coming on the top of it, second button is coming. I very clearly shown you that. If 2 controls you set, now also if 6 controls you set dock right, what will happen, The controls will be standing one beside the other. That layout will change off. That layout or the design will change off now. I want all the 6 controls to move to the right. How can you do that? Watch it. Do one thing. Add a container on this now. What container? Any container you like. I'm adding a panel. Okay, just a panel. And for this panel, I'm setting the dock property as right. For the panel, the dock is right. Okay, now what you'll do? All these controls move on to the panel now. Did you guys understand me? All these controls move to the panel now. So just move all these controls onto the panel. So what is the advantage? The advantage is tomorrow, the panel will move to right, guys. Tomorrow, the panel move. When the panel move, all the controls also will move now. Did you catch my point? Watch. See that. In the runtime, got it or not? You're moving the panel. Once the panel moves, all controls on the panel are also moving to the right now. And now this picture box should expand the size. This picture box should expand the size. How to? Simple, guys. For this, you need to set the dock as, you set the dock as left, set the dock as fill. Last day zone, you remember, fill means it will occupy all available space. Fill will occupy all the available space now. So you need to go for a fill now. Yeah. So just what you'll do, you'll just make it as fill. So this dock is left now, make it fill. So see now, all of you. Picture box expanded automatically. Is it clear? Now, let us click on the load images, choose a folder. Did you notice one thing? The image is cut off. I'm not getting the complete image. Why? Actually, picture box dock fill, na? At dock fill, it is occupying the full screen, and on the top of it, the panel is coming and sitting. Are you clear? Why like this? Actually, we want the picture box to fill after leaving space to panel. Understood my point? We want the picture box to come and sit after leaving the place to panel. Actually, what did you place on the screen first? Picture box or panel? What did you place on the screen first? Picture box or panel? Picture box is placed first. That is why picture box has the first preference. Dock film is it occupying the full screen now. And now panel is overlapping. So to resolve the problem, nothing here. Delete the picture box on the screen. I removed the picture box. I'm removing the picture box on the screen. Now tell me what is first on the screen? Panel or picture box? Panel is the first control. Okay. Now panel is dock left. Now picture box dock fill. Now picture box will only occupy the space left by the panel. Are you clear? The sequence of placing the controls is also very, very important for us. See. Watch it. Is the images cut? Tell me. Images are not cut now. See, the complete image is coming. Earlier, what happened? Overlapped. Overlapping is happening. Are you clearer? Understood? So now, tomorrow, if at all you just try to adjust this one, accordingly, the picture box also will be adjusting itself. See, panel is fixed. Panel size should not be compressed. Other buttons and all will not be. What is adjusting? Picture box is adjusting its size according to the screen size now. Okay, now, fine. Next. When I click on the start slideshow, actually, my intention is, you see slideshows on your Windows, it'll come full size, or full size of the screen, correct? It'll show you a full size on the screen. You will not have the borders and anything. Full size of the screen, you'll be finding up the slideshows on any folder. It's a slideshow. When you open any application, hit F5, slideshow plays now. So this is a slideshow. You can see now, only that image is coming. Rest of the screen, nothing is visible. Is that clear? I too want the same, guys. I just also want the same thing. In my application, when I click on the start slideshow, it should launch to full size of the screen now and display the images for me. Are you getting me or not? It has to play the slideshow in that way. That is what I want. But right now, if I say slideshow, if I say slideshow here, it is playing the slideshow within that size only. But what's the requirement? I want it to the full size of the screen. I want it to be coming to the full size of the screen. Understood? And I should not have any borders or anything. Full screen. It should come a full screen size. Is that clear? Okay, that is left out. We'll see that tomorrow. How to do that in the tomorrow session, we'll see. Okay, let's stop here.